Hello. This video is limit on DIY and toxic people. So I'm sure as you listen to this video, it go hand in hand. I'll tell you, you know, how they correlate with one another. So it's gonna be a probably brief video. So this it's a limit to doing DIY. You could do all that stuff there, but it's exhausting. You end up paying for it. And that old saying about what don't kill you make you stronger is a lie. It make you strongly lonely. It makes you strongly exhausted. It makes you strongly overoccupied. And there are people that have died from work. They're just not recognized, and it's kind of swept under the rug or to the rug. No, swept to the corner. That corner that nobody be looking and catching into. But I know one thing. You know, uh, I know for myself. Being founder of State of the Black Parent, and also found. Well, State of the Black Parent is under, that Souvenirs and Appreciation umbrella. Is already registered under that. You have to have a network. We could say do for self, but we have to be specific about stuff, because you'll be surprised how people really don't understand stuff. You have to have a network. You can't try to be this people here. That's exactly how we have leaders in our community. They either get exhausted out by health or taken out by the dominance or snakes in our own community, because everybody's not occupied, everybody's not growing. Everything's not DIY. I used to be a person that I had this phase. It might have lasted for a few years, um, where I, didn't want to get my hair done because I thought it would save me money, and I still, and you'll be surprised that I still was like broke. I still was not progressing forward, and you gotta invest in yourself. All that do your own hair, my nerves get bad, and I be done cut all it off, or it be extra messed up, uneven, split ends. No, go ahead, take the time, occupy, get your hair done. Don't ever get cheap to where you don't. But if you can do hair, that's a different story. But everybody can't do everything. Just like everybody can't read, everybody can't. Everybody's not, sufficient in cleaning up. Some people, some of the energy they waste stuff in, they can be more productive in cleaning. um, you know, that DIY. Everything's not. People want you to be so DIY, but then the same people that they're not DIY their own selves. They have a network. If they're not available, you know what I'm saying? It's always something, and they be the same ones trying to delegate for you to do something when they're not DIY too much, you know. And they get compensated well for their DIY, and they do exactly what they want to do DIY. Um, So all that DIY independent, when you hear these people talking about, oh, I'm a single parent of such and such children, I do it all by myself, that's a damn lie. That's a super damn lie. You some kind of way your children are eating. Most likely you don't own a house cash, so some kind of way you stand wherever you stay. Regardless, if okay, you stay somewhere, something that God bless you to be given a house. Okay, well, if somebody bless you to give you a house paid off, you still have to keep up the utilities, you still have to keep up the taxes, you still need insurance on the house. The house still has to be maintained with money. Okay, everybody ain't gonna do no trader service all the time. Everything ain't free. And you have to have people, you have somebody that watch your child, and when you have that, especially someone that you trust, and your children are same from when you left them, or they're better than when you left them, that makes you feel a whole lot great. Because you cannot think well when your children aren't getting tended well. No. And Talia from Married to Medicine, she said a lot about her being a stay-at-home mom, and I feel that there's a big attack. When I go through the different court reports, I go through the various blog articles. Um, okay, same people that fuss about the little measly food stamps that they give people. They don't give shit. Give too much. They give the nickels on the dollar. In food stamps, it's not enough. It don't even last the whole month. Okay. Um, and it's a tax on stay-at-home mom. It costs, daycare is $10 to $30 an hour, and in welfare and food stamps, you're not paying nowhere. You're not even paying 25% of that cost. Um, for a mother, you're not doing. You know what I'm saying? It's not happening like that. And even if she goes to Walmart, you're not including the child care, all that. Now I do believe that once I don't believe in no babies. I'm gonna say definitely under 2 years old going to daycare. I waited till mine was like about a year and a half, a little after a year and a half, for mine went to a daycare, and oh gosh, I regret that till this day. Ugh. Didn't stay there long. But the when you don't have a flexible schedule, or other people to go in and check in on your child, it is, Toya is right. Being the benefit of being a stay-at-home mom is that you really know exactly what is going on with your child, so that nobody tries to fool you of, oh, this and that, as though your child's the crazy one, or as though you're overreacting, and then a lot of stuff. The children are not no lawyers. They don't exactly know exactly what is happening to them to show proof. Yeah, I mean, shucks, you look at grown adults that have things happen to them, and they can't fully explain what happened to them or have the proof behind it. Even though, yeah, it happened. It happened, or someone was attempting them to do it, so it really felt like they did it. Even though they didn't complete on it, but they know that that person coming at them to do that. So the DIY, oh gosh, and I tell you, Facebook, oh, you be like, is that the place for sociopaths and psychopaths? I just have to be like, damn, this says some of the craziest shit. Like, what the, you know? So the other day on Facebook, someone goes uh, talking about receipts for court. There are men paying $50 and $10 a week for child support. I wish the hell he would actually. He would be totally in the red, automatically throw his ass in jail. Okay? And so, ain't nobody, all that keeping up with receipts like old bag lady and stuff like that. Yeah, I do it, but yeah, I gotta get rid of some of that stuff. That's just too much. And even with my court, there's like showing every receipt I spent on the child since being born. God, are you serious? You got enough throwing out the diapers, attending to these fine print of the medical service your child received. Having to deal with the politics when they had the government shut down. The food poor, you're affected by government every way, and that showed time whether you was a working person or a welfare person. You were shut down. Louisiana for several months still did not have WIC service. Um, and people that you still didn't get paid, and you still didn't have your food. Now up north, people did get their stuff after a week, or they had alternatives. They did have some alternatives to fill in. But you gotta have gas money to get to and from there. Then, you may have to stand up in the line or whatever like that. So, it did have something to fill in and make do with. Um, and everything not DIY. Like putting a shelf together. Like by the time you've been spent a whole week, several years later, you still ain't everything ain't no DIY. And I see those people on. It's like two kind of people I kind of gotta I gotta detour from. Slim from is the people that be on that DIY and you can live without money kind of thing. Are you serious? What you mean? You cannot live without money. You need money. You cannot get your medicine without somebody money using it. Person you gonna need to get it from using their money. And your signature is money. Yes, it is. See, your signature is money. Lawyers cost money. Everything's not DIY, okay? And then correlate into about toxic people. So, but this is on 10 minutes. Okay, I'll be finished in about 3-4 minutes. So, toxic people, how they correlate into it? Sometimes to help you on a DIY or just so that you won't be bothered with people, you have to be a DIY so that you can stay from toxicity. They just toxic people and they ask just some of the dumbest questions. Well, why you don't want to be around me? Why you ain't calling me rude? My gosh, you just overwhelming. You're overbearing. Do you act like this with everybody you come in contact with? And you have to be DIY. You have to be. But it's a limit to being DIY. So the key is you have to make sure that you don't want to get so DIY that you isolate like you become extremely basic in life. Like you become you could become too DIY that you're too basic. Like you don't do nothing but eat, sleep, cook, go to church, watch a movie. Like that's all you do. You're not, nothing else in productive. You don't want to be like that. You don't want to be, you know what I'm saying? And I understand because you're getting so much drama that you'll be working to pay off your, you know what I'm saying? You'll be working to pay off the drama people done put you into. But definitely encourage, though, you got to be around positive, productive, uncompetitive people. Are people that have a limit to their competitiveness. Like, I really don't I have a limit with silly people, but due to that cause of that I was born into and raised amongst, I had to deal with a lot of silly people, and I wasn't, the now I was the outcast, and sometimes you're a child, and what I'm saying you're fighting to explain what goes on or whatever like that, what situation you be in, and you know, you eventually, when you as a child you want to be grown, and it's not because you want to be grown because you want to be hot. You want to be grown because you want to take care of yourself. Hotness, no, not not me. I would have loved to have a husband to buy a house with, to grow with, to go do wonderful activity with. Even if I wouldn't have never been pregnant. Let's say it like that. If I would have never been pregnant, and that would have been wonderful, wonderful life because you could just go off and you don't have to stop. You don't have to be like, oh, well, the baby this, the baby sick. Well, let me see, let me think. Is this person suitable to really interact with my baby? They may be good with such and such child, but they ain't good with my child. Or nah, they may like such and such child, but they don't treat my children right. So, and some people they sociopathic. So the DIY is to make sure that you have a interaction, a network. And you gotta make sure you don't have no idle network. You get there trying to be all that DIY, tow truck, and oh well, you don't have to pay for a moving truck. Yeah, you gotta pay for moving. You try to move everything on your own. No, you gotta have the money to move. Okay, that's all to it. Even if you paying Uska Bob or Junebug or Pee Wee, pay them within range type of money. that you could afford it, almost, you can't afford professionals. That is expensive, but some bootleg people, give them a little tip, have some snacks for them. You gotta do that. Show people that they appreciate their quality because what I'm saying. You gotta put that out into the universe. You gotta have that. And then at the same time, you gotta have your own money yourself to even want to support. You know what I'm saying? Want to support those people like you want to support them. And everything is just it's no DIY. And please stop saying you take care of your children by yourself. What you got your child sitting on a job with you? Somebody's helping you watch the children while you work. And that's something they could be doing with their child while they're watching your children that you had. They could be going to the cooking club, they could be going to the baking club, and they could be traveling. But because they thoughtfully thought, okay, I'm a commit. I'm gonna get there and I'm gonna watch the children. That's to be appreciated. I see so many people that take a lot of things for granted, especially as a parent. You have someone that watch your child for you like no limit. You need not complain. And growing up, you know, person I was raised with, get mad if the person don't give them money. If somebody watch you ain't gotta give me the money, okay? Just properly watch my child, and I won't complain. But then you'll have your child with someone that you're paying, and then that emotionally game nicking, pet picking, chatty patty. Don't really, but so it's a lot of don't be on a DIY. A lot of people put themselves in a situation so that they can they want to say that they're poor, that poverty is the only thing to life for them. The sympathy, empathy, goo. No. If you stay in an area and you're still fussing about everything that's there, nobody this and that, you continue to raise your child there, and you can't expect, you know, it's very 1%, and yeah, it can happen. It can, but don't you think as a single woman that it's guaranteed or supposed to, auto supposed to, because you said your pastor said whatever like that. When you have your child raised up in a just, barbaric, no opinion environment. And yeah, there are people that have raised their children very privileged, and unfortunate do happen, and it's a shock wall for people to accept. So you have to wonder, are people competing in this DIY, do it yourself type of? I'm the most baddest single parent, and I see they have the Aunt Fee video. Oh gosh, no, oof. I don't like that stuff. That stuff is real. Ramen noodles is not cool, and if I totally, ooh, I wouldn't want nobody feeding that to mine. I really do get an attitude when I did sing. Like, hold up here, no, I will bring my own child food. I don't like that. That is, ugh. And let's not get so pirated where we don't have no goddamn standards. You want to eat trash, you eat fucking roaches and shit like that. You eat, just junk, just bullshit. Oh gosh, well, everything's not DIY. Let's be productive. Let's cut out the chatty patty. Be a boss and being productive of yourself and those in your dwelling and in your counters. Let's be the better we can be. Let's stop being content at not having no standards, competing of who could be a DIY and being the roughest of the roughest, like they going through the Hitler and still on that plantation camp, you know. Um, like the only person that deserve respect is the one that tolerate the most bullshit. Come on, let's upgrade from that shit. It's a limit to being DIY. And, don't be a dysfunction to where, you starting to be a destruction from no person that you receive. um, tolerating toxic people in your life. And toxic people be all gloom when you catch them, when you, like, hold up, mm-mm. You go from one toxic to the next toxic to the intolerable to the East Coast, West Coast kind of, persona. And, people can help you with something, but when you help somebody with something and you do it to where you want to direct every step they make, even knowing that some of the stuff you're saying is to keep them to where they don't want to be, or what isn't a match for them. That's oppression, and it's not to be appreciated. People want to direct and dictate because you don't have. But guess what? Remember that what you try to put somebody into, you your own self can find yourself in it too. And that's my message, my word to you. Um, Limited DIY.